It was a ridiculous pairing. Stuart, who is messy.
I was born at a snuff bill.
Washington, who takes himself seriously. There they are in the same room.
If I was going to suggest finishing the painting,
I would have a place for Washington's fist to be clenched.
This isn't just any dollar store. On this very spot, over 200 years ago, George Washington sat for the portrait that ended up on the $1 bill. It's a spring morning, and President George Washington has an appointment to sit for the artist, Gilbert Stuart.
When he sits down, I say, "Sir, you must let me forget that you are General Washington and that I am Stuart the painter." And he replies, "Mr. Stuart need never feel the need of forgetting who he is, or who General Washington is."
today people lump Washington in with the other founding fathers, and that's just not the way it was in the 18th century.
There's a fellow in the Senate at the time who refers to him not as George Washington, but as, quote, the first man.
People could find something about themselves in this man, one way or another, and they wanted him to lead.
Before Washington, there were New Yorkers, Pennsylvanians, Virginians, but Washington is an American, and everyone wants to be like George. Everyone, that is, with the possible exception of Gilbert Stuart. Stuart could be the anti-hero to Washington's great American hero. He is a brilliant artist.
For Stuart, painting was something like breathing.
But Stuart is also an alcoholic spendthrift with an addiction to a powdered tobacco called snuff and a fondness for practical jokes. A case in point, Stuart hides his own profile in the curtain behind this unsuspecting subject.
It was a ridiculous pairing. Stuart, who is messy, who left chaos everywhere he went, is there with Washington, who is so self-controlled, who takes himself seriously, and there they are in the same room.
In my mind, they were like oil and water. You just don't mix them together. That shows up on the canvas.
Stuart loved to talk to people. He got his best portraits when he could connect with people. And here was Washington, who sat there, stone-faced.
I haven't had any problems with any of my subjects so far. You just try to get them engaged, talking with them about family, about their career, how they got where they are.
It's a strange kind of dichotomy that goes on there in your own mind. You know it's a president. Same time, you were trying to find something that makes him human in your mind, not the legend. Avoid the legend at all costs.
Stuart searches for a topic that will get the general talking, but it isn't easy. They don't have much in common. George Washington is born in 1732 on his family's Virginia plantation. His father dies when he is 11, and his tall, domineering mother isn't exactly the nurturing type.
Mother Washington was a very interesting mother because she really didn't like George, And there was a real disconnect between mother and son. So, in effect, he was like an orphan.
Whereas Adams goes to Harvard and Jefferson goes to William and Mary, Washington goes to war.